What is going on, YouTube and weight loss warriors? It's your boy C-Dub, and I'm back with another video. And today I'm going to answer 10 questions that I've gotten on Facebook, on Reddit, on YouTube, and on Instagram. And I'm going to do it right after this. What is going on? My name is C-Dub, and I lost 125 pounds eating just one meal a day, or OMAD. I'd like to welcome you to the channel. I started this channel to hook you up with tips, tricks, knowledge, and ideas that I've learned along the way of my journey to help you on your journey. And I hope that you become a subscriber and a weight loss warrior. And to my weight loss warriors, my subscribers, the people that come in day out and help me grow this community and reach new people, thank you for being a part of this. And thank you for allowing me the opportunity to reach out and meet new people and help them on their journey. With all that aside, I wanted to broach today's topic because I get questions all over the place. And you guys know, if you reach out to me down below in the YouTube comments or you reach out to me on Instagram, I'm going to get back to you most of the time within a couple of days, and I'm going to answer your questions. But if you send me a DM on Instagram and I answer your question, the rest of the world may be wondering the same thing and not get a chance to ask it, or even down below, people may not read other people's comments and really get an idea of what all questions are. So I figured throwing them all together in a video, dropping 10 of them in here, would be something that may interest you guys. If I'm right and this is the kind of video you want to see, where it's kind of a hodgepodge of just me answering questions, go ahead and leave me a comment down below that you enjoyed this video, that you like the idea of it, so that I can make future videos answering questions. And if you want to be featured in a future video, drop me comments on YouTube, drop me a comment on Facebook or on Instagram, even on Reddit, and I will get back to you. And then maybe I'll feature you in one of these videos too, because I think it's just a great way to get a lot of knowledge in a small amount of time. So the first question that I have is from Janet. It was a Facebook question, and she said she was struggling to get back into fasting, that she was a faster for a long period of time. She had gotten away with it. She was not happy with the way her weight had gone in the last few months. And this whole pandemic and everything had kind of thrown her off. And she wanted to get back on track, but did not know why she was struggling so bad this time around. And before, she was doing what is called a warrior diet. That's 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours of eating. And she went to a regular standard eating and now can't get back to warrior. So here's what I would say. I think that any time you've done something in the past, you don't remember the process of getting to the point in where you're at today, or where you were at your peak. So in other words, if using me for an example, eating one meal a day, for me, I do it every day. So it feels like I'm OMAD and been OMAD forever. But I didn't start off going from eating standard to OMAD. I didn't jump right into it. And I think that that's what's happening with you, Janet. I think the problem is you are starting off and saying, I was a warrior diet, I should be able to warrior diet again. And then your body is saying, hey, we're used to eating all the time, and you're not being able to give it enough time to adjust. So my advice is to start slow and to put your pride aside for a little bit and understand that, hey, I have to build back my fasting muscle. I have not used it like I used to. And I think it'll come back quick once you get in the swing of things. Once your body says, oh, okay, this is what we're doing again, I think you'll find that you're able to get back to the warrior diet pretty quickly and reach your goals that way. But I would encourage you at this time, when you get to the warrior diet, to stay with it and continue to do it forward, at least most of the time moving forward. You don't have to do it every single day, but do it the majority of days so that your weight can stay under control and that you can maintain it better. Because if you get off the warrior diet, you're going to get back into the situation you were in before, and it's going to be hard again to get back into it. So start slow. That's my advice. All right, question number 2 is from Susie, and Susie wants to know if you have to have the same eating window every day. And she does a 16 and 8 eating lifestyle, but some days she feels like she wants to be able to eat breakfast with her parents, and other days she wants to be able to go out at night and have some alcohol and some drinks. Can she adjust her 8-hour window to go at night one time and go to breakfast another day, and so forth and so on? And the answer is absolutely. You can adjust your window no matter what fasting protocol you're going on. I don't recommend that you do it all of the time because I think that you never get a good footing or a good feel for fasting when you do that. And I think the more consistent you can be, the better. But if you're talking about, hey, listen, I have an event this weekend, I want to go out to a wedding and they're going to get married at night and I want to have some drinks with them, go ahead and adjust it to the nighttime. And then if 2 weeks later you're going to go meet your family and you're going to go out, go ahead and adjust so that you can have breakfast with your parents. It really doesn't matter, but I think consistency helps out a lot. So changing your window here and there is definitely going to have no negative effects on you. Constantly changing your window, I think, will make fasting harder to adjust to, but in time, I still think you'll be okay there. So I don't think moving your window is going to be much of a problem. My third question also comes from Facebook. It comes from Stan, and Stan wanted to know, is a 14 and 10 an appropriate starting area for intermittent fasting, or should he hop right into that 16 and 8? And that's a question that we actually get all the time. And, a lot of people will say 12, and I do intermittent fasting 12 and 12. And, on this channel, I've said a lot of times, I don't think 12 and 12 is really intermittent fasting. I do think it's a step in the right direction. But it's starting out at a 14 and 10 is okay. Again, I wouldn't call it intermittent fasting, but I do think it's a good point. And if, my first question today, the same kind of thing, you have to build your fasting muscle. And if you're struggling to get to the 16-hour mark, go ahead and eat at the 14-hour mark for a while until you get used to it. And that 14-hour mark comes and you're like, I'm not that hungry. And then you can start working it to 15 or 16 hours. And then you can get in the swing of things. And keep in mind that if you're doing a 16 and 8 on a regular basis and you're having results and you're feeling healthy and you're doing good, moving it, having a 14-hour window once in a while isn't going to kill you either. So you just got to balance yourself, and you got to understand the consistency is going to get it done, but moving myself slowly to the eating window is always the right thing to do because it's the easier thing to do. Allow your body to adjust. Question number 4 is from Katie, and Katie says she's hit a plateau after 4 weeks of OMAD, and she's been in it for almost 4 weeks. So she's been doing OMAD for eight total weeks and only lost weight on the first 4. And is this normal, or is she doing something wrong? And see, the problem with a question like this is the more specific you can get, the better, because I don't know how close you are to your goal weight. And a lot of those kind of things can adjust. If you didn't have a whole lot of weight to lose in the beginning, then you might be in a situation where, your body is going to struggle to lose the last bit. But if you are morbidly obese, on the other hand, you shouldn't be hitting a plateau that early on. Now, there are a few things that you can consider. Number 1, are you doing measurements? If not, you need to start doing measurements, because you could very well be changing your body, but not changing your weight. We hold on to weight for many different reasons. And then we have what's called a whoosh effect every once in a while, where our body will let go of that water weight. So it's always nice to do measurements to kind of see along the way where you're going. But I will suggest that I did have a month plateau during my 11-month weight loss on OMAD as well. And what I did to solve that was I started moving more. And I think that if you pick up an exercise for 30 minutes a day, or if you can push it to an hour, or whatever exercise you want, whether it be a class or a walk or whatever, it can be as simple as just walking down the road for an hour. If you can get that going, I think you'll break through your plateau and you'll see amazing results. Question number 5 is from Breezy, and Breezy asked me on Reddit, is it okay to never weigh yourself if you're doing OMAD? To just say, I don't even want to own a scale, I'm not going to get on it, I'm going to judge myself by measurements and clothing. Well, I think that is fine if it's fine for you. And the hard part about this is different people want different levels of accountability, and in understanding where they're at in life, I can't even get a majority of people to agree on how often you should weigh in. My personal opinion, once a week. Other people feel like they have to weigh in daily so that they have an understanding of where they're at and what they need to adjust for that day. So being a victim of having to weigh yourself every day and worry about all that, it's no fun for anybody. And if that's something that's stressing you out and deterring you from doing this, and you feel good on OMAD and you're good with just your clothes and your measurements, then you can absolutely throw away the scale. At the end of the day, what is the scale? The scale, does it matter if I'm 180 pounds or 190 pounds? Does it really matter? No, it doesn't really matter. How you feel like you look, what you want in your own goals, or what should matter. So if your clothes are fitting or they're getting smaller, I guess in some cases, and you're feeling good and you feel like you're doing the right healthy thing and you want to take the stress out, you can put away the scale, no problem. I just think the majority of people want some accountability, and that's why they choose to weigh themselves. Generic TVPH right here on YouTube asked me, basically, they're eating 3 meals a day and they're eating 500 calories at each meal, and they want to switch over to OMAD, and they wanted to know if it was okay to eat 1,500 calories in their OMAD meal, or would that affect the results should their OMAD meal be less. And again, more information, the better in these situations, because 1,500 calories can be a lot for somebody, and 1,500 calories can be not very much at all, depending on their size, their sex, their age. So many things factor into that. But for the most part, 1,500 calories does not seem like a lot of calories to me. And so if you're moving them all to one meal, that's fine. And you're perfect. You're 100% good. And the point of kind of OMAD is to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner all at dinner. And that's kind of the idea behind it. So not only do I think you will thrive from taking 3 meals spread out and moving it to one meal, but I think you'll see great results and you'll feel better too. So try it out. Sonia Matthews right here on YouTube wanted to know, is there a set time that you should eat at, and how many calories should you have, and can you eat carbs when you're doing OMAD? So absolutely, there should and shouldn't be a time. No, I think consistency again is the key. Between 5 and 6 is when I generally eat my OMAD, but now we are having jiu-jitsu coming back here in the near future, and I'm going to have to move it to eating more like 4 to 5. And so, and if there's an event or something, sometimes I will have lunch. And once a year or so, we have a breakfast with the whole entire staff at my work. And so I participate in that as well. So I do move my window, and you can move your window and not feel like it's a big deal. The calorie part is tricky because you're asking, should you be counting calories or shouldn't you be counting calories? Well, if you're having results, don't count calories. But if you're struggling on results, calories can be a way to show you that you are overeating. And so it can be a useful tool in your toolbox, but if you're having success, then no, you don't really need to. I don't and never have counted calories, and I've had a lot of success in OMAD, so I do think that's a thing, and I absolutely eat carbs, and I think anybody can. I don't think it's a big deal. And my next question number 8, I don't want to butcher their name, but it was a YouTube question a couple of videos back, and they said that they were having some hair loss issues in doing OMAD, and they hadn't noticed this before. And this is a topic I did do a video on one time, but hair loss is something that can happen with fasting, and hair loss can definitely happen when you're in a deficit of nutrition. And so you got to look at what you're eating in your OMAD to see if that is the root cause of why you're losing hair. So it's not the amount of food you're eating as much as if you're not getting enough nutrition. So what you can do to kind of maybe fix that is make sure you have a nutritious, dense first part of your meal. Sit down with a plate that you know has a lot of nutrition and a lot of good stuff in it before you have anything that's bad. And another thing you can do is take a multivitamin. Those things may help with hair loss, but sometimes fasting and hair loss just kind of do happen a little bit, and it's just one of the unfortunate things. All right, number 9 question. Steve asked me on Instagram if BCAAs break a fast. And I did do a whole video on this as well, but BCAAs do break a fast. And if you don't know what a BCAA is, it's a branched chain amino acid. And a lot of people that are trying to build muscle use them. I would suggest you take your BCAAs during your meal or your eating time if you're on a 16 and 8. They didn't make a specific time frame there. But either way, I suggest you do it with your meal. Now, I do want you to keep one thing in mind, is that if you're taking BCAAs and you're not eating much and you're going and you're lifting and you're getting results and you're still keeping the weight the way you want to and you're still putting on muscle, then so what if it breaks your fast? It's just one of those things. If you feel like it's helping you, go ahead and do it. But if you can move it into your eating window, I think you'll get a hair bit better results. Just keep that in mind. My number 10 question was from Billy on Instagram, and he wanted to know if he did keto along with OMAD, would that take care of loose skin along his weight loss journey? And this is a topic that is, the number one topic out there probably is autophagy and OMAD and loose skin. And there's just all this information. Keto will stop loose skin, and you hear this will stop it and that will stop it. And then you'll see somebody that did keto and will stand there and say, look at me, I have no loose skin. And then you'll see somebody that does OMAD without it, and they'll say the same, and somebody did long-term, and so forth and so on. The bottom line is there just as many people with loose skin that did keto and there's just as many people that did intermittent fasting with loose skin as anyone else. Loose skin is more genetic based, and I think in my heart that fasting will help it to some degree. But if your genetics say that you're going to end up with loose skin, then you're going to end up with loose skin, and fasting may be a help, or keto may be a help, but it's not going to fix it, and it's not going to completely erase it. So why worry about it at all? We're really talking about something that is, well, cosmetic in a degree. And I understand that weight loss, a lot of it is so much based on how we want people to see us and how we see ourselves. But look at the loose skin as a souvenir to the work you put in, instead of looking at the loose skin as a negative. Because at the end of the day, your appearance, yes, it's going to look better, and it's definitely going to look better in clothing through losing weight than it will be without it. But at the end of the day, your appearance doesn't even matter. Who cares? I can tell you now that I might have in my journey, but once my journey was over with, the way that I feel is the most important part of this. The way that I have the energy, and the fact that I've been brought back to life, that I was living in a shell and now I'm living to the extreme, is the number one reason to do this in the first place. So don't get caught up on what your appearance is going to be at the end of it. Look at whatever scars or loose skin as souvenirs of the work you put in, pride that you can wear every day to remind you of where you were and now where you are today. And that is priceless. And if somebody comes along the way and they don't love you because of it, it's their loss at the end of the day, because you grinded it out. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's nothing better than grinding this thing out and getting to the end. All right, I know it was a little bit of a lengthy video, but I got through 10 questions. If you liked that format, please let me know down below so that I can know to continue to record these. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being a part of this channel and being a part of helping it grow. I truly do appreciate it. Check out this video if you haven't done so already. I answer questions for Reddit similar to this one. And over here, it's my face. Click on it. Subscribe to this channel. Be a part of this community. I appreciate you guys. Talk to you on the next one. Peace.